So this merchant banker helps in the arrangement of funds. Along with that, it also helps in providing consultancy services. The merchant banker will carry out activity with due diligence and furnish a due diligence certificate to SEBI. Fresh issue of shares to the public directly is known as primary market. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Today we are in the third session of Unit 2, that is Merchant Banking. So what is this Merchant Banking? So this is the one of the financial service which is provided by the financial organization. Then what is this Merchant Banking? What is the duty of Merchant Banking? So they arrange the funds to the customer. So they does not directly provide funds to the customer, but they make arrangement for the funds. On the other hand, it also provides consultancy services to the customer. In the sense, they give advices, they give guidelines, they give information so relating to financial aspects. So these are the duties which is conducted by the merchant bankers. So what is merchant banking? It is one of the financial intermediary who help in the arrangement of funds to the customer. On the other hand, it also provides consultancy services to the customer. Now we shall quickly move on what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session, I have covered this topic, that is functions of merchant banking. So what is the functions of merchant banking? Here merchant banker act as a mediator between the two parties. The one party is that one who wants money, other party is that one who is having excess money. In the sense, this merchant banker help in the mobilization of savings to the investment. So here the ideal savings of the investors will be invested in the most profitable ventures. So this is the main functions of merchant banking. There are other number of functions which we have already discussed in a previous session. In today's session, we shall continue with a new topic, that is role of merchant bankers in managing public issue. So what do you mean by public issue? So if an organization or if a business wants to raise the fund, then what it will do? It will issue shares to the public. So here merchant banker also act as an intermediary in issuing of shares to the public. Let us see how they act as an intermediary. That is role of merchant bankers in managing public issue. So how this merchant banker help in raising the fund of an organization. So you know, if an organization needs capital and there is no sufficient amount of money, what the organization will do? It will borrow funds from the financial institution. At the same time, it will issue shares to the public. So here merchant banker act as an intermediary in between and helps in issuing shares to the public. Now let us see what is the role of merchant banking as that managing public issues. So how they act as a mediator. So the most important aspect of merchant banking business is to function as a lead managers to the issue management. So in the process of issue management, that is issuing shares to the public, so these merchant banker act as a lead managers. So they will have a greater role in the issue management. So the first one is easy fund raising. So as I told, if the organization does not have sufficient amount of money, what they will do? They will issue shares to the public in order to raise their funds. So as I told, this merchant banker act as an intermediary in raising the funds. So it helps them to easy fund raising. So an issue manager act as a indispensable pilot facilitating a public or rights issue. So here I have told you they act as an intermediary in public issue. This is made possible with the help of special skills possessed by him to execute the management of issue. So in order to act as a issue manager or a lead manager in the public issue, so he should have a sufficient skill. So sufficient skill in order to issue the shares to the public. And the next one is financial consultant. So I have told you, so this merchant banker helps in the arrangement of funds. Along with that, it also helps in providing consultancy services. Now let us see how this merchant banker helps or gives the consultancy services to the customer. So an issue manager essentially acts as a financial architect. So why is called as a financial architect? Because he gives sufficient information to the public. That is, he gives sufficient information to the investors to invest in the profitable ventures. So he is called as what? Financial architect, by providing advice relating to capital structuring, capital gearing and financial planning of the company. So he helps in capital structuring. So how to raise the capital? So how much capital is required for each and every aspect of the organization. At the same time, capital gearing, how they can easily raise funds from the public, and financial planning for the company. So here this merchant banker acts as an advisor here. So he helps in raising the funds, that is quick gearing of financial, next as well as financial planning of the company will be taken by this merchant bankers. Next, underwriting. So what do you mean by underwriting? So here merchant banker themselves do not purchase the shares. So here I have told you he acts as an intermediator. So what do you mean by underwriting? So when the company issues, so when the company is in need of money, so as I told, it will borrow certain amount of funds from the financial institution. At the same time, the remaining amount will be issued to the public in the form of shares. Suppose if the organization shares are not sold in the public or it is not sold in the market, then what happens? That unsold shares will be purchased by some organization. So here merchant banker act as an intermediary in purchasing the unsold shares. So it is told that this merchant banker act as an underwriter. So an issue manager allows for underwriting the issue of securities made by the corporate enterprises. This ensures due subscription of the issue. So this unsold shares, so if the shares are not sold in the market or if the shares are not purchased by the public, it is very difficult for an organization to raise the funds by this issue of shares. So during such situation, so this merchant banker acts as an intermediary, so it helps the organization to purchase their unsold shares. So here merchant banker does not directly purchase, but it helps the organization in selling that unsold shares to the public. Next is due diligence. So the issue manager has to comply with SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India guidelines. So here merchant banker has to follow SEBI guidelines. The merchant banker will carry out activity with due diligence and furnish a due diligence certificate to SEBI. In the sense, it will act as a mediator. So it controls the loss that happens to the organization. So it always follows the SEBI guidelines and it always acts in a safe manner. That is, in order to reduce the loss of the organization, the detailed diligence guidelines that are prescribed by the Association of Merchant Bankers of India, AMBI, have to be strictly observed. Here the merchant banker always should think of reducing the risk. So for that, what it has to do? It has to follow the SEBI guidelines. At the same time, it has to follow the rules which is prescribed by the Association of Merchant Bankers of India, that is AMBI, which provides detailed guidelines in order to act safe. SEBI has also preserved or prescribed a code of conduct for merchant banker. So there are certain procedures, there are certain guidelines which is given by SEBI as well as AMBI. So this merchant banker should follow that guidelines in order to reduce the risk or in order to act safe. Next, coordination. So the next role of merchant banker is coordination. So the issue manager is required to coordinate with a large number of institutions and agencies while managing an issue in order to make it successful. So Here, the merchant banker, so as I told, it acts as an intermediary, so it also helps in the arrangement of funds, and on the other hand, it gives the consultancy services. So in order to do various types of activities by a merchant banker, so he should be familiar in each and every aspect. So the issue manager is required to coordinate with a large number of institutions and agencies. So there should be a connection between these institution and agency in order to gather the information, right? So without any information, he cannot consult the customer. So there should be a proper information as well as guidelines which has to be given by the merchant banker. So in order to give that guidelines, even the merchant banker should have a thorough knowledge of each and every aspect. So there should be a coordination. So here merchant banker should have a good relation with the institutions as well as the agencies while managing an issue in order to make it successful. In order to make it successful, as I told, so here a merchant banker provides services to the customer. So I have told you in the beginning itself, the service or the services which is provided to the customer depends upon the quality of information what they are giving to the customer. So here merchant banker has to give quality information to their clients, so that he has to go through a detailed study of each and every institutions as well as agencies. Next, liaison with SEBI. The issue manager, as a part of merchant banking activities, should register with SEBI. So here it acts as a issue banker, right? So it helps in issuing shares to the public. So what it has to do? It has to be registered with SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India. While managing issues, consultant interactions with the SEBI is required by way of filing of offer documents, etc. In addition, they should file a number of reports relating to the issue being managed. So it's not an easy task. So as I told you, so being an issue manager, here the merchant banker acts as an issue manager. So it has to be registered with SEBI. So when it is registered with SEBI, it has to follow each and every rules, guidelines, procedures, principles of SEBI which is mentioned in Securities Exchange Board of India. So it has to follow all the reports, guidelines, principles which is recorded in SEBI. So it has to follow that. Next, we shall see that is a new topic, that is merchant banking in India. So how this merchant bank has emerged in India. So prior to the enactment of Indian Companies Act 1956. So before this act, that is Indian Companies Act 1956. So now it is what? Now it is been revised, that is now Companies Act 2013. So before the Companies Act was 1956, managing agents act as a merchant banker. So when did this merchant banking got emerged? So as I told, it is being used by the Scottish, that is in the earlier days, right? So when it is emerged in India, so before the emergence of or before the Companies Act 1956, managing agents, so who are acted as a merchant bankers? Managing agent acted as merchant bankers. They acted as issue houses for security. There also they acted as a issue house for security, that is they were dealing with the securities. They acted as issue houses for securities, evaluated project reports. In the sense, they used to evaluate project reports of the organization. So what is the cost of the report? So what are the activities that has to be conducted by the report? What is the duration of the report? Each and every aspect, they used to evaluate the project reports, provided venture capital for new firms, etc. So what do you mean by venture capital? That is investment in the risky ventures or risky business where they can yield high rate of return. Of new firms, few share broking firms also functioned as merchant bankers. So before 1956, this merchant banker act as the managing agents acted as a merchant banker. Later, they acted as issue houses for securities, evaluated projects, and also they help in the investment of new ventures where they were undertaking high profitable ventures with high risk. New share broking firms also functioned as merchant bankers. So this few share broking firms also worked as a merchant bankers. Next, with the rapid growth in the number and size of issues made in the primary market. So what do you mean by primary market? So primary market is a market where shares are issued to the public for the first time. That is known as what? Primary market. In the sense, fresh issue of shares to the public directly is known as primary market. So with the rapid growth in the number and size of issues, so later, so this technology improved as well as the financial assistance which is provided by the financial organization also improved. So thereby the business started growing. With the rapid growth of this business, even the issue of securities to the public also increased. So during such situation, that is issue of securities in the primary market where the business issued shares to the market for the first time, that is known as primary market, the need for specialized market, that is specialized merchant banking services was felt. So actually the merchant banking services had a great demand when the organization grew, when the business grew, and when the number of shares or number of securities which is issued to the public has been increased, then it required a specialized merchant banking service. So Grindlays Bank, that is foreign bank, opened its merchant banking division in 1967. Here Grindlays Bank or foreign bank opened its merchant banking, that is in 1967, followed by Citibank in 1970. Here they are telling that when did each and every bank started their merchant banking services. SBI started its merchant banking division in 1972 and it followed up by setting up a fully owned subsidiary in 1980, namely SBI Capital Markets Limited. So it has a separate subsidiary branch, that is of SBI, that is it has a separate merchant banking services which is named as SBI Capital Market Limited. Next, the other nationalized bank and financial institutions like IDBI, IFCI, ICICI, Securities and Finance Company Limited, then Canara Bank, so it is having a Can Bank Financial Service Limited, Bank of India BOI Finance Limited, and private sector financial companies like JM Financial and Investment Consultancy Services Limited, DSP Financial Consultancy Limited have also set up their merchant banking divisions. Later on, all these banks started merchant banking services. So, as I told initially, when the organization grew, so and they started issuing securities in the open market, there emerged a specialized merchant banking. Later on, one by one, they started developing merchant banking services in their banks. Next, with over 1,100 merchant bankers operating in the country, the primary market activity got picked up. So, what do you mean by that? So, with the emergence of merchant banking, the primary market also improved. That is, they started issuing shares to the public, directly to the public. Merchant banking services have assumed greater importance in the present capital market scenario. So, in these present days, so this merchant bankers plays a very important role. So, as I told, it leads to the arrangement, or it always helps in the arrangement of funds. At the same time, it also gives consultancy services. With the investor becoming more cautious and discerning, the role of merchant banker also gained more prominence, because this merchant banker, as I told, it acts as an intermediary between the people who wants to save, at the same time the people who wants to invest. In the sense, it transfers the money from who is having it to one who needs it. So here it helps both the organization as well as the investors, that is the people who wants to save. In India, apart from the overall control by the RBI, merchant bankers' operation are closely supervised by SEBI for their proper functioning and investor protection. So here the main control is in the hands of RBI apart from RBI. So the main control of merchant banking is in the RBI. Apart from RBI, now the SEBI also have taken the control of this merchant banking. So when they are under the control of this RBI and SEBI, so they have to follow certain guidelines, principles and rules of these organizations, that is RBI and SEBI. So my dear students, in my next session I am going to discuss about setting up and management of merchant banks in India. So how this merchant bank has to be set up and how the merchant banking has to be managed. Next, categories of merchant banks. Next, weakness of merchant banks or problems of merchant banks. Now time being, what you have to remember, what is merchant banking? So it is a service or it is a financial service where they make arrangement for the funds. At the same time, it also provides consultancy services to its customers. In the sense, it also advises, it gives guidelines to the customers relating to these financial aspects. My dear students, in today's session we have learnt role of merchant banking and emergence of merchant banking in India. See you all in my next session. Till then, take care. Thank you.